Pro Evolution Soccer has had somewhat of a revival over the past few years, making huge strides forward in gameplay, rather than presentation in game modes. In comparison, its only other rival in FIFA seems to be focusing on the exact opposite. What does 2019's rendition have in store for us though? Whilst it can sometimes seem silly to casual football fans to continue paying the £40 fee for a game year on year that generally offers a very similar core experience, PES 2019 is absolutely worth the asking price. Never before has a football game managed to capture that infamous spectacle, drama and detail of the sport so accurately. This year PES is a much slower, more thoughtful game, mainly due to more varied and realistic first touch of individual players. When playing Ozil for example, you can quickly turn from a first touch and accelerate away from the defender, time it well and you can create the necessary space to carve open a killer pass and produce a great goal scoring opportunity. On the other hand, Dejan Lovren, the self-confessed world's greatest centre-back, might take a heavier touch, so dawdling with the ball will only invite further pressure on your back line. You really have to think about the individual that you're controlling. That's not to say attacking is OP, it's not. With the player ID and individuality shining through better than ever in PES 2019, you'll notice that each individual position on the pitch will rely on the player being prevalent in that particular attribute. Overall ratings could almost be thrown out again, like back in the PES 6 heyday, as they're of little significance here. Instead, it's the individual stats combined that really shape each player. Tony Cruz has low pass and lofted pass in the high 90s, allowing him to control the game from a deep position. Peak's heading, defensive prowess and ball winning however are all around 90, making him a real rock, especially in situations with over the top balls thanks to his tall height and brilliant ability at heading the ball. Salah combines an explosive power of 95 and an unwavering balance of 90 to create a real torpedo effect that can help penetrate through those tight defences and produce a brilliant end product. Finally, for example, Ronaldo is obviously as usual true to life freak of nature, with the ability to bulldoze defences single-handedly. Player individuality is something that has always set PES apart in recent years over FIFA, but it's never been so immersive and important as seen in 2019. The combination of individual statistics and player speciality traits such as chip shot control, acrobatic finishing and heel tricks all make each individual player feel different on the pitch. Not to mention that the newly added playing styles each player adopts when being controlled by the AI result in one of the most true to life football AI experiences I've ever witnessed. The passing game has been made more challenging this year, with more passes going astray when backed into a corner under pressure or not given the right direction or power. This may seem frustrating at times for those used to ping-ponging the ball about from one end of the pitch to the other, but this had so much sense of achievement and satisfaction, especially when you time that perfect through ball, opening up a huge gap in the opposition's defence. This is why I just can't understand the option to change the passing assistance, or PA, to make things easier. When playing on PA2 or PA3, this completely removes the intricacy and challenge of the passing game. With PES 2019, it's the finer things in football that you can replicate from its real life counterpart and master to an absolute T. In my opinion, Konami should just drop this option. It can really affect the experience online when you get a mismatch. Shooting is even more satisfying this year too, with new dipping and rising shot player specialities combined with improved net and ball physics. The feeling of scoring a goal has never felt better. Snapshots seems quicker to execute, whilst long shots take slightly more time to wind up but fly off the boot with a real force when timed well. Lastly, the AI is far more varied and challenging on PES's coveted superstar difficulty, offering a real challenge when teams are mismatched in ability or tactically. For example, I played a game with Manchester United versus PSG. Starting off well with an early goal, I was thinking that this is easy. Mbappe, Neymar and Cavani then produced to make life hell for the United defence, smashing in 4 subsequent goals with Luke Shaw found wanting for 3 of them. Even when getting beaten on PES, it feels balanced, realistic and matchday-like. Goals are generally conceded due to user error and costly misuse of player abilities. PES quite simply offers the best game of football I've ever played. Every match is as exciting and unpredictable as the last. Konami really have nailed the gameplay side of things this year. PES 2019 is gorgeous to look at, especially during the daytime matches set in beautifully replicated licensed stadiums. The pitches are improved, which makes a huge difference, no longer looking like a fluorescent carpet like in 2018. They really do have the appearance of matchday turf. Ball physics and nets have also improved in PES 2019, giving each goal a genuine feeling of achievement and satisfaction, and celebrations have even been improved as well. It's the little things in PES 2019 that truly make a difference and that football fans will really appreciate, maybe even convert some FIFA fans this year. Watching Aubameyang roll away and point straight at Monreal, as if to say thanks for that awesome pass, is a simple yet highly immersive touch. Unfortunately though, the commentary is once again left to rot, with no noticeable improvements and potentially even more annoying comments from the gruesome twosome of Peter Drury and Jim Beglin. Quick tip though, you can turn it off.
We're actually not getting too tight, which is interesting. No, it's probably cautionary.
Menus, graphics and team sheets, even most cutscenes are just as terrible as ever. I swear that PES just seems to get worse every year with this side of the game. The menu is drab, the main menu is an absolute mess, it makes it difficult to find your desired game mode. Surely this should be an easy task. Why Konami can't just invest a small amount of time or money into the user experience side of things is beyond me. For casual fans, this is important and may put many off from engaging with a superior football game on the pitch. Obviously, a huge issue for fans or potential FIFA converts has been the licensing issue. Not having real kits and team names is a massive reason why people are put off from the game. However, there is a fix, on PS4 and PC at least. Third parties such as the brilliant PES universe have created incredible option files to plug the gap where correct kits and teams are missing. I use the PES universe file here in our review and I can tell you that the kits and teams are beautifully recreated, almost perfectly. Bad news Xbox fans though, due to unspecific restrictions on the system, high quality option files just don't exist. I can imagine this being a huge turn off for this entire user base of the platform, as the immersiveness of gameplay is soon removed when you're playing Man Red vs West Glamorgan City. It's unfortunate Konami and Microsoft still aren't able to work this one out. There's no new modes in PES 2019, which may be cause for some concern if you were looking for a new challenge. My club, however, is much improved this year, with featured players very much similar to FIFA's in-form Ultimate Team cards that update every week. There's also new tournaments and new agents that make it easier than ever to build a killer squad to pit against your mates. I almost feel like it's too easy to build an awesome squad. You really don't need to put that much time in before you've got a team of mid to high 80 overall rated players in there. The mode overall is not even close to Ultimate Team's depth, sophistication and addictiveness. It's progressed forward, but it's not enough to compete with FIFA's juggernaut. Master League returns with some minor tweaks. Player in-game injuries play a much larger part, ensuring you have to bear in mind player fatigue before the match and make substitutions at the right time. Transfers have also been improved. You can now negotiate with both club and player, making it easier to get the best deal. Plus, add-on clauses can now be added, so if you find the next Neymar, you can get a cut of the legacy deal. A rather buried but important feature is the ability to decide where your club income goes, transfer or salary budget. If you're short on either, or if you want to build bigger squads with lower wages, you can amend your various income brackets to ensure that you're not short. All welcome additions to the game. Master League is a funny one for me. Its simplicity allows you to really get into the core gameplay, which is where PES shines anyway, but it still feels a bit empty on the features and curveballs of managing a real life football club. I'm not expecting football manager levels of detail here, but improvements to the youth team player academy, player relationships and morale, player training and more interesting cutscenes that actually affect your squad would be lovely. Random selection returns from 2018 and it is awesome. A brilliant couch co-op mode, although why no online? Where you and a bunch of mates choose a few teams and leagues and players that are selected at random with squads being self-assembled. You can then trade off players if you choose or continue from there. It's great for a few casual games. Overall though, PES 2019 is one of the best football games in recent memory. On the pitch, the core gameplay is absolutely superb. Konami's constant iteration really shows. It's a joy to play, with each match feeling dynamic and exciting. It's not perfect however. Off the pitch, there's still certainly room for improvement. The game's menus and presentation overall could just use some serious work. If you can push past this though, you've got a game which shows plenty of character and some of the finest football gameplay to date. Be sure to like, share and subscribe for more content like this.